Welcome to FMA Talk Live. I am the host, Dr. Tim, and this is my wonderful co-host.
PG Ties here. Welcome, everyone.
How everyone is doing well. So, apologize for not doing a show last week. We had every intention, but a lot of things happened, including PG Tie being a little under the weather, and I didn't do what I needed to do to get people. We celebrated our 35th anniversary for Horizon Martial Arts. Hey there, Sam. I actually had a senator's aide come in and got congressional recognition for the school.
Nice.
For 35 years of service. So look at this. Good evening, brothers. I don't know who that is.
I don't know either.
As usual, let's go back to here. And congratulations. Thank you. So let me put this banner up. Why don't you tell everybody the challenge that we deal with while I find the banner, Ty?
The challenge that we deal with. So remember, if you're on Facebook, we may or may not be able to see who you are unless you tell us who you are and where you're from. And it's just a good person to do it anyway, because we'd like to know.
And down below, if you go to StreamYard.com/Facebook for your permission settings, you'll be able to enable that. But
we won't steal very much of your info.
Yeah, we'll steal everything except your firstborn children because we don't know if they're worthwhile. So let's talk about 2 weeks that we took off, or 2 weeks since the last show, and then here we go. Thanks for coming out. So this past weekend, GM Terrell Richardson hosted a seminar. It was the Smoking Sticks Price and Sardine seminar featuring him and I, and we had a phenomenal assistant, PG Ty there. We had people attend from Jersey, Chicago. Okay. Oh, by the way, the seminar was in the Metro DC area. Right. So I think the farthest traveled for that day was Chicago.
Might have been Chicago. I mean, there was also Atlanta.
So Chicago would have been farther, I'm pretty sure.
Yep. And Jersey. Yep.
Yeah, Jersey. So, then Jersey we had there was 4 groups represented there.
Mm-hmm.
We had the WMA represented. They were in the house. We also had Smoking Sticks from multiple chapters.
Yeah.
We had Dulce Pares in the house.
Yeah.
And hold on. I'm going to get this right because I'm terrible at this stuff. Hold on. We also had, of course, it's not on the flyer.
No, but Dr. Leroy Hines was there with his bunch of his folks.
A bunch of his folks from different locations. So we had a blast. It was a great time. This was the dry run for this August. Here we go, everybody. This August, we have Grandmaster Riddell de Guck coming all the way over from the Philippines. I don't know if you heard that. I got a domestic dispute going on in the background. My 4-legged daughter and son do not get along with each other when food's in the mix. So Riddell de Guck, Grandmaster Riddell de Guck, Tuhan Bobby Ladra and myself will be teaching a triple threat seminar actually at the FMA Expo, and who knows who might also be part of that.
Yeah.
Stewie from Cambridge, Ontario. All right. Good seeing you, brother. Tim Dobson. Good day. Okay. Good. Rich Parsons. There we go. And then Joe Lennon says hello.
Hey, Joe.
Yep. Dulce Pares. Yep. Dulce's. And there we go. Darren, hello. Yeah. So everyone down that way, when it come August, it's all hands on deck for the WMA. We're going to be trying to get out there. Oh, Eric, he's not at the gym.
There you
go.
And there was an Eric at the this weekend too.
Yeah. Hey, who's he talking about? How are my favorite modernist folks? Can't be talking about us. And Gary Hernandez says hello.
What's Eric's last name that came up to say hi from Malls?
Oh, so Eric Olia. So
right.
Here was a nice little surprise for myself.
Yeah.
I don't have it in front of me because I still have it unpacked. So Mo Morney's pretty much his top guy, Eric Olia, who's pretty much the U.S. rep as well, if I'm not mistaken. He stopped over, presented me with a patch as well as a couple T-shirts, and then was put Maul on the phone with me.
Yep.
It was like midnight where he was at.
Yep.
So I was very honored. I haven't seen those guys in a long time in person. You know, I Facebook chat with them, but I mean, it's not the same. I mean, since COVID, our lives have gone in different directions.
Right.
So I'm going to break my cardinal rule about eating, and unfortunately, I just got here and I have to have something to eat. Sorry, guys.
It shouldn't be a problem.
Oh, guys. Sorry, guys.
There you go.
So this show is about it's the season wrap up, but I want to talk about a couple things before we start because I want to start a little format change for the new year, and what we're going to talk about is some of the seminars in review and seminars coming up. So we talked about this past week, and the prior weekend was the 35th anniversary of our organization, and we brought back an old tradition prior to COVID. We would do a free online seminar. So we did that, and even though PG Ty couldn't make it, he did a virtual session.
I was still there. Yep, sort of.
And in spirit.
There you go. I was haunting y'all. There you go.
We had people from, the farthest person who logged in, Dubai.
Dubai, right? Okay.
That was pretty good. Errol says hello. I'm going to be in Errol's neck of the woods. Unfortunately, his kid's got a swim meet, so wish him good luck.
Nice.
I was going to put this finger up here, like it was cross your. He and I were talking, and I was going to do the emoji for cross your fingers, but it looked too much like something else, so I didn't know. So I just said, "All right, good luck. If you eat, bring enough for all of us." Well, it's a big bowl. Janice made a lot. Look at that noodles. She does a really good job. But we had the seminars during the day. We had two seminars. So PG Harold thought that was like, thanks, brother, and LOL. Okay, so we had a seminar. PG Craig did a Pan and Tukin seminar. Or kickboxing for street and sport for it was an all age seminar. Then after that, the three of us did our seminar. Oh, look at that! That Cressata son Molly was awesome.
Cool. Thanks, Eric.
There we go. So I said this will be a yearly thing. I got next year's already planned out the date. I think it's like the 7th or the 8th because the 1st is a Sunday. We always do the first Saturday of the month. So it'll be like, I think it'll be like the 7th. Which that would make sense.
Yep.
So, and the way the weather is, the streets are, there's no snow on the ground. Although it almost hailed today. It was like a hard snow. And it's already gone.
We had a little dusting. It wasn't even nothing on the roads.
Hold on. I'm gonna talk for a moment. I'm gonna talk to somebody here.
There you go. All right. But yeah, so if you've been following us for a while, we wanted to get together and sort of cover what's coming up, where we're going with it, what we've done, and some highlights, and just cover a lot of ground here. As my phone rings, sorry about that. Usually I'm not the one bringing the extra noise. All right, but yeah, so the idea is we'd sit down and talk amongst us, but also you guys chime in for sure. We really like that, actually. It's generated a lot of good feedback, a lot of good ideas, and sparked a lot of good conversations. So we're going to keep that going, particularly today with the recap and also the looking forward. That would be really good. But there's some format changes coming to making sure that we cover more things more efficiently, and even maybe help us stay on tack because we have a lot of fun here and tend to roam all around the place. But that's what we're doing here today, and then we'll start back up in the new year, and you'll have a time and date for that. So those of you guys that are patient with us we'll have all the info to keep bugging us. I mean, to keep on saying, hey, gentlemen, how are you doing, and all that good stuff. So good deal. Let's see if there's any other stuff on the side. I can't bring them up, but I do want to say hi. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, so was Eric comment about the crosada again? Thank you. Let's see, and then I guess Eric said he got hit by the Pineapple Express from Hawaii, so making more jokes, which is fine. Oh my gosh, what's he got? Speakers, I bet you. No? Monitor. Okay. There you go. But yeah, so I was just updating them on sort of what we're doing here and, encouraging them to chime in as well.
Okay, so I ordered a new computer. So I bought a new computer. I didn't order it. And things got delivered.
Fine.
So I got a new 32-inch monitor from ViewSonic.
Nice.
And I've got the appropriate. What were those cables called again?
Which ones? The HDMI or a display port?
Display port. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not new technology. Just my computers. If I had them, I didn't know about them.
Right. Like I said, they
So
started out more on the Mac.
I got my new mouse.
Mm-hmm.
I always need a new mouse. That doesn't look like it's 3 feet long. Oh, there we go. I guess it's 3. Thought I bought a 2-pack. I'm gonna have to look at this more.
2-pack. He's not with us anymore.
2-pack?
Yep.
Okay, there's HDMI.
Sorry. That's the only kind of joke I have with bed.
Oh yeah. So there we go. Got this.
Yep, that'll be good. So that's gonna be your new work area there.
Yeah. So I've got it's probably a 27-inch monitor in front of me, 24, 27,
nice.
Something like that. And I just bought a 32, like what I have at the school.
Mm.
So by the time I'm done, I'm gonna have I'll probably have a 4 to 6 monitor setup over here because it's also to plug in our laptop. So this is my new desktop. I don't have speakers for this yet. So if my sound is off, it's because of the I'm using my headsets, and I don't know if the microphone is going through the headset. Let me just check my.
I don't know, but I know someone who can help you with the sound. Dean will tell you. All you got to do is a little singing. You'll be able to tell the sound's working good. It'll be great.
Is that it?
Yeah, Dean said to make sure. I think he was really he felt faithful about it.
Faithfully. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Oh, there's the Brio. Let me see here. Let's see if this sounds better. Hold on. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Still hear you. It sounds the same-ish. There's a little sort of an echo. I'm not sure how bad I sound either, but
Better.
Oh, that sounds better. Yeah, what is that?
So that's okay. I had to get on the road mic.
Okay, so that is actually better, but it's a little delay. I think maybe that'll fix itself.
Is that better, or are we delaying?
No, now it seems to be synced.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got that. Okay. So here we go. Yeah, I'll pull this up. So we got hit with the Pineapple Express from Hawaii. Atmospheric and rubber. Okay. Hey, Datu. My guys and I love the warm-ups and Wally drills. We will steal that. Can't steal what I gave, brother. See, that's the whole thing. Everyone goes, "Oh, you stole this," or like Rob Guida in my club always goes, because he's got his own school, and he goes, "I'm stealing it. I'm stealing it." I go, "How can you steal it? I just gave it to you." Or actually, he pays for lessons, so he paid for it. He bought it.
That's right.
And it's not like And when I'm in somebody else's school and I see it, I mean, dude, if it's out in public, it's fair game.
Well, my idea is if they like it and they use it, that's actually not stealing. I want you to do that. It gets out there and it helps more people.
Well, yeah. I mean, so one of the things we're talking about for the new year, when he goes, Errol says drum, maybe it's drum roll because I'm opening up the thing. And it says, your sound sucks.
Does my sound before you switched?
Hopefully, is it better now, Mr. User? Because I don't know you, Mr. User. Are you one of the users? It's like Tron.
He's gonna say it's worse now, just to get. That's what I would say.
Yeah, then I'll say
I think it sounds better. It was definitely a little tinny or echoey before, but now
that was through these. Like I said, I need to get a mic. I want to get the same speakers I have at home. I got a nice little adjusting knob. I like this tie. It's adjusting knob. I adjust with the knob. But I like it because it has bass and everything in there, so I can do it. Ty is my fave. We don't know who you are, so I don't really care.
There you go. I can't pay you. I can't pay you if I don't know who you are.
Yeah, if you're trying to mess with me, it's not going to work. And if you are, too bad. Bite me. Okay, because I need a trackball. Although I should have got 2. I'll have to get another one. For the school I was replacing it. Janice's wasn't working well, so I swapped it. And I took the bullet because my new laptop doesn't need one as much.
Oh, I forgot to show you this while you were down here. This. That's my daughter. Certified to counter into the bar.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, so she made me an extra copy of it. Anyway, I meant to show you that, and so I guess everybody else saw, but I get to be a proud papa, so don't worry about it.
So
what you got?
Oh, it's about you.
Oh, about me?
Yeah, it's all about you.
Well, no one needs to hear that.
So I went down. The Botting family housed me.
That's right.
Their loss. They need therapy for it. Actually, we got along quite well.
We locked him down in the basement. Don't worry about it.
They bought me a I don't know if that was a present or a Christmas present, but they brought me a Thor Funko Pop pin.
Right.
It stands up by itself. So everyone's like, blah, 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 blah. What the heck is all that? So I'm going to show everybody, and then I'm going to show you I'm going to show them what you made.
Oh,
and you gave me, Mr. Cool Dude. This is cool because our show is just about whatever the hell we want tonight.
That's easier.
And we're going to talk about that. We're going to do more episodes like this because a lot of good conversations are spawned from this kind of communication. So we want to level that up.
That and even ideas for other shows because of the free flow. Yep.
And I remember Dean and I did a episode. Actually, we were just trying to see if the computer would work.
Right.
Multicasting on good platforms or multiple platforms. The next thing you know, things are going back and forth. I'm like, these are really good topics. It has nothing to do with what we're going to be talking about.
Right.
Okay, so this is a Funko Pop pin.
Giant is what it is.
It's a giant pin. Okay.
It's like 4 inches or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some people think that's small. But...
Giant for a pin.
So somebody got artsy fartsy with me and built this. So this is a box. It's got containers in there. Although I will show the defect in there.
Yep. I get the temperature a little hot. Yep.
You got a little hot. Okay. So he just hey, let me build you one. Okay, sure. He's got his whole stack of them, but I want to do something special. So what's he do? He puts red in there just at the right accent points. Now, if you want these, they're $49.99 if you want one, and $59.99 if you don't want one. So
there you go.
PG's
that's the good stuff too. That's the carbon fiber stuff.
Carbon fiber. PG Ty is looking to retire, so $59.99 if you don't want this, $49.99 if you do.
There you go. Yep.
Shipping including shipping and handling fees to be applied later.
I will be designing a little hand EDC kind of self-defense tool. I will be designing that. I've got a couple ideas.
Good. Here we go. And nice shirt tie. That's from Rich.
Hey, Rich.
And the Invisible Ghost says, guess who holiday? Oh, we know that's pizza.
Yep.
Formerly known as Rotten and Moldy Pizza. I love the free flow we did when I was on.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I missed that. But I caught it later, Eric. That was good. I love it when you guys fill in better for me. Mm-hmm. As long as you give me your pay for it, then it works out good.
Yeah. We move the decimal point, but zero's still zero.
That's right.
I'm just saying. So, so it's been fun. But I want to do a year in the review.
Yep, we've done a lot this year.
So this is episode number 37.
Wow,
crazy! Yeah. Who would have thought?
37 total. That's almost two seasons of Supernatural.
Almost 2 seasons. Yeah. Okay, so let's do here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up Canva because I can talk about all the episodes we did because I will
Oh, there
know.
you go. And that's what I
Because-
do. I use Canva to make my year in planning and then year in review. So I got to post that here shortly for all the seminars.
Okay, so Datu's FMA Talk 2023 folder. So let me see here. We start off with the season premiere. Second episode, we went in Kids FMA's Future.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
3 was Who Was Remy Praces? And I'm pretty sure that was the man. Let me see here. Yep, that was the person, not the martial artist, I think.
Okay.
Then we talked about, we had Vulpes on.
Yeah.
We usually have him on once a year, once a season. Coach Danny was in there.
And he just
actually, these episodes are slightly out of order.
Danny just wrote something, says hi. If you can bring it up.
Okay, so let me get back to that screen. I'm on 2 different screens, so
You're
unfortunately,
gonna summon him.
There we go.
He was asking about folks out in Amarillo, so I pointed him to Abel. Might know some people out there.
Okay. Deal, PG.
He'll pass the money on. Got it. Thank you.
He'll pass the money on. There we go. And then what's this here? I'm also available in future co-host. Be sure to tip your waitress.
Only if you're wearing the waitress outfit.
Okay, yeah. So, okay, some of these are not necessarily in the proper order, but okay, so we had the premiere, we had the kids, who was Remy Praces, who was Coach Danny. We had an episode on Dean Franco. Then Vulpes was 6. Then we did Fighting Sticks of Our Niece, the documentary.
Right.
With John from Empty Mind Films. Stick fighting for self-defense. Is it stupid? We did Kelly Warden. He did how did Modern Niece got to? Why did I say got to? It should have been get to the Pacific Northwest. Oh, man. Then someone who chimed in today, Guru Errol, did a show about who he is. We did one on Grandmaster Carlos Patalinghug. We talked about the Praces brothers. That was another episode. FMA Invasion 2, which was great. Traveling with gear. That was a fun one. How to travel with your Filipino martial arts gear.
Right.
Hosting events, seminars, and camps. We did one on the MMA training camp. How to run the floor during a seminar.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Well needed, I think.
The IMAF professor's organization or personal brand. That was a good one.
Yep.
Should people who should be allowed to make Modern East promotions? Didn't get into it as much as I want. That was very controversial before the show even aired. People got it wrong.
Right.
And it kept me from doing it didn't keep me, but I didn't do the show completely the way I wanted to. Why did it all fall apart? The aftermath of Remy Praces. Datu's 35th anniversary as a Modern East black belt. We did a show on that. Talking about myself in the third person. Yep. Modern East, the art within your art. I think a very, very good one. Did we also do What is Modern East, or was that it right there?
I thought we did, but maybe that was it.
Maybe
now
that is.
We actually, it's so good. It's good that we have so many episodes. I can't keep them straight.
Yeah. Then we did one meeting Sifu Herb Blue.
Yes, that was cool.
Then we had Dean Franco after his little hiatus, and we talked about him and Blade Technologies.
Right.
Here we go. What is Modern Arnis? Which that was our 25th episode this season. I had great reviews on that one. And here we go. Then it was Remy Praces the Man. That's a picture of me choking him out.
I remember that picture. That's a good picture.
Yeah. We did a show on the World Modern East Alliance as an organization. Actually, I have two listed here. Oh, Modern East, the Fighting Clan. The World Modern East Alliance as the Fighting Clan,
Yep.
What does that mean? That we were the fighting group of Modern Ernies. And I'm not talking about fighting with each other. We're talking about the World Modern East Alliance is that group that, while Remy was alive, there really wasn't many fighters. There was individuals, but there weren't groups that actively fought in tournaments and stuff like that. Right. And in Modern Ernies for the most part, let me see. Modern East Western Hemisphere. Well, right. Modern East outside the Philippines. We'll just go that. We won't talk about the Philippines. We are the fighting group of Modern Ernies. Dean Franco again, an FMA discussion. Oh, so the first one, I got it confused. The first one was about his Blade Text program. The other one was after his hiatus and what he's doing. Okay. Then we talked about the FMA festival with Renee Tungsten.
Yep.
We had Dean Franco on again as a special guest, training with injuries. That was a good show.
We weren't talking about mental injuries, were we?
No, mental scarring. There's not much you can do about that. Then we did.
Everyone, not poking at anybody else.
Then we did the 3 stages of training. Technical, timing, and non-compliance. Mm-hmm. We talked about delivery systems of martial arts. Or they're doing linear, rotating curriculum, modular, so on and so forth. Then
I thought that worked out well.
Eric was on the show. We did whatever. Then we did the Canadian chapter of the WMA, which was a great one.
Yep.
We did the Brazilian chapter of the WMA. We were going to do the U.S. chapter, but unfortunately, too much stuff got in the way of that. Not in a negative way, just that life kind of went sideways for a bunch of us. Mm-hmm. With me having the 35th anniversary and all this other stuff, it just things went sideways. A lot of things gobbled up my time and didn't allow me to do it the right way. Mm-hmm. And then now today's show, and here we go. Hello from where the hell is that?
Ali Gramud. I don't know. Ali Gramud.
Oh. I don't know. Is that a place or is that a mindset, Renee? You can never tell.
You never know. Renee. That's right. Never know. Love your name.
So, we covered a lot of topics.
So that was just that was just this year, right? Not the other ones.
13.
Yeah. Yep.
So if I look at 2022. We did about the same.
Nice. Did we do any in 21? I can't remember.
Yep.
I thought so. Yeah. Not too many though, right? Not too many though. It was the end of the year.
Well, no. One. Well, okay. You may not have been part of it.
Okay.
I think I started on myself.
Okay.
And then brought you on. I'm not sure. We had. Well, wait. No, I think you were there. No, I think when we did FMA Talk, you were part of it. So that one.
Well, it was FMA Talk. Yeah.
Yeah, FMA. I think FMA Talk was. Let me see. The first year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 24. 26 episodes. We had Ed Kwan on. We talked about how to continue spreading modern Ernies and the law. I don't know why we had that in there. We had Joe Rebello.
Yeah.
We had schools, club, and training groups. We did an episode on you. Mm-hmm. Then we did. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was okay. Yeah, I know why that one. Then we talked about actually training police versus having police as students.
Right.
Never saw a professor do this.
Right.
That's a fun one. So that's one that we used to get all the time. People would make comments. Well, you'd do something, and he would say, you would hear the phrase, "I never saw a professor do that." So, had I been smarter back then, well, no, I wasn't dumb. Had I been more experienced back then, I would have turned around to them and say, "What do you mean by that?" Because maybe they meant was, "I've never seen that. Can you show me more?"
Right.
Or it could be, "I've never seen that. you're lying. Because I would have loved to see that one. I wish to God I would have done. What are you trying to say? Professor never did this? Yeah, well, let's
He
go
showed
talk to him.
so much and adapted so much that the only reason that would actually make a difference if you're somehow around him all the time, then that might be able to say, yeah, he didn't do that because I didn't see him doing it. But he was so varied and so adaptable.
Listen, I know how much I saw him, and every time I saw him, I learned something new, which makes me wonder how much did he show when I wasn't around that I didn't already see?
Exactly.
And a lot of the things I saw were one-offs too.
Yep. Oh yeah, I've still got lots of material I still do from one-offs.
Or he tried to teach it to people, like the original Tappy Tappy.
Mm-hmm.
He put on the shelf for a while. He put on the shelf for a long while. And I think it was just he was trying to figure out a way to communicate with people better. But no, we had a good one. Let me see. We talked about cops. Never saw Remy do that. Talked about the New England Modern East. We had Lauren Therian on for that. We had Carl Minkel on about Maryland. Modern East forums. We talked about that. We talked about Modern East in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And we had Mukesh on there.
Mm-hmm.
Rich Parsons, the Modern East Balintawak relation.
Yep.
And then we talked about what is Praesis Arnis, which is my expression, which is funny. So here I'm going to say it. I'm always the trend center because now what's everyone's pushing now? Praesis Legacy.
And you started using that in the, what was it, 90s? Or
No. Way too much credit.
No, well, early 2000s, right?
It was no. Well, I mean, compared to now, it might.
Because we always referred to it as Remy Praesis Modernis, right? So at least.
Well, when 2007, I became a grandmaster in Combatant through Ernesto Praesis.
Right.
And then the more I started teaching to avoid.
Okay.
So, Renee says, gents, thanks for everything. I appreciate what you do. Oh, great. Chris Nally. Hey, brother man.
Hey,
brother man. So, since we're recapping one of the previous years, I started using Praesis Arnis so I didn't have to tell people they were wrong. It's really what it boiled down to, So, and what do you mean by that, Tim? Well, I'm going to tell you. There's the technique, and then there's the blend.
Mm.
And you can blend all you want, but you still need the base move.
Right.
Using
well,
as
if
a
you're
mix.
passing something along, definitely, yes.
Hmm. So when people would talk about what modern Arnis, what the technique was, a lot of times blend it with someone dropped off sponge candy here when I wasn't looking. And I don't think that was Tyr.
Probably. I hope not, because that's a different kind of sponge candy.
Yeah. So I always, instead of me having to correct somebody and tell them they're doing and Ty and I have watched a lot of footage together, and I've talked about things, and I go, did you ever see Professor teach it that way? Did I ever see Professor do that?
Right.
Like we taught the show. So I don't sit there and go, yeah, I've never seen Professor do that. So it makes me wonder, maybe he taught another lesson elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then I check different things. And there's a couple of people in particular, and I go, watch this video, Ty. And Ty watches that video. So, and then I go, because I'll say it, I go, is it me, or is the person got it completely backwards?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay. And Ty tries to be as nice as possible because that's what Ty does. And I'm as blunt as possible because that's who I am. And actually, like when I'm being, it's not, okay, I'm trying to be direct. I don't like mixing words because when you mix words, sometimes people, well, we could do it. No, just tell me if it's right or wrong, And Rem used to do that all the time. Hey, is the, you would, in Filipino culture, you don't directly say something's right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You don't call someone wrong. It's just, hell, whatchamacallit? Jason and I, when he was on the show, he made the comment of saying, hey, that's not in our culture to do that. We don't confront people like that. Okay.
Get the concept of hiya.
Yeah. So when someone would make a mistake, Remy would say, yeah, you could do that, but do it this way.
Right.
All right. So that's not my style. We're not trying to save face. We're trying to teach techniques here. So, and like when it came to the forms, which became a big problem because that's when a lot of argument in some of the camps started. Michigan, we didn't have these arguments because professor put me in charge and that was it. When it came time to do forms, Tim, you've got the room. Okay, see you later. But people would argue. In Ty and I, we've never debated, but we had different lessons of the forms. And we talked about it, and we looked at videos, and we did our research, and we got from there. But so, when I sit there and I do my Remy Precis Sarnice, I know what Remy taught me. I know what the way the techniques are supposed to be. I know what kind of innovations you could do, but we got to talk about what the base move is and where we build from there. Mm-hmm. Core material versus innovation. Mm-hmm. And one way around it, I thought, was, well, listen, if I'm doing modern and combatant, I could say Precis Sarnice. Then I can say, hey, listen, I get it. You're blending it with a different art. So if someone says, is this wrong? I'm like, well, it depends. Well, what do you mean it depends? Well, it's like, for me, I wouldn't do it that way because I'm not blending it with another art. But you're doing Kempo, or you're doing karate, or you're doing jiu-jitsu. I understand why you're doing it. I understand what you're using it for. And that might make sense for what you're doing, but I'm not doing what you're doing. So for me, that wouldn't be what I would do. So if you're giving me if you want a hard answer, yeah, it's wrong, but it's not a black and white answer. So I was like, all right, what if I do Precis Sarnice, because I was ranked as a grandmaster in combatant, but everything came up underneath Remy. And me doing modern, it was a very easy transition to do combatant. Mm-hmm. But I did my work in combatant, and I produced students that could pass the test up to 4th degree black belts. And I would have had higher if Ernesto was around longer, mm-hmm. But my highest I was able to produce while Grandmaster Ernesto was alive was a 4th degree black belt, which is an accomplishment in itself.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So I had 4 black belts that tested in the Philippines, and I had other black belts that were ranked. So the ones that were in the Philippines, Craig was there. He got his 1st degree, and we were told he was the strongest. He had the warrior spirit, just missing some of the curriculum. Mm-hmm. Then it was Fern was there, Ed Mengel, mm-hmm. and I forgot who the 4th was. Mm-hmm. But here, this is what I did, so just to prove that I could do the system, I didn't want it to be, it's a rubber stamp,
Right. Definitely.
And I've been doing the system since 2000. So this is 2007. Grandmaster Ernesto chose 6 years after Remy died, he promoted me to Grandmaster. He didn't do it right away. He wanted to make sure that I had the goods, So if I'm teaching, I said, all right, you know what I'm going to do so I can get around the thing of you're doing it wrong? I'm going to call it Precis, because I'm doing Precis family systems, which is more accurate anyways. And then I could sit there and say, hey, it's different because of, look, I'm blending it with combatant, or I'm doing it this way. And it's, you're doing it, that way it's a more palatable answer for people. Why I would do it. I can sit there and go, I'm not doing it that way because of this. Why don't you try it my way and see how that works for you? Mm-hmm. So and of course, then we said, all right, the hell with it. Precis Sarnice, when Ernesto passed away, we combined the systems together. And then I'm not a grandmaster because I am the architect of the Precis Sarnice program. I'm a grandmaster because great grandmaster Ernesto Precis promoted me to grandmaster, not recognized me as a person I actually trained with for years versus getting a rubber stamp. And I produced black belts for him to prove I could do it. Mm-hmm. People who actually trained with the man versus people who didn't. Yes, that was me being ranty. So, but now the big thing that they're pushing in the Philippines is Precis. I remember I was in Finland. It was like 2015 or so. And Renee Tungson's going, we were thinking about getting rid of the first names and just talking about the Precis family. Greg, come here. Craig walks over. I go, Craig, turn around. You talking about that? And so, and I had been talking about this phrase of Praces Arnis for years before Ernesto passed away. I was just trying to find a way to express myself. And like I said, I didn't want to turn my back on Remy. I didn't want to, I mean, okay, I can go modern combatant. That doesn't give, you hear the word modern, but a lot of people wouldn't get that it's from, you know, from Ernesto or from Remy and Ernesto.
Right.
You know, I could call it modern Arnis and not acknowledge the work and recognition that was done by Ernesto. So I said, all right, you know what? They both have the same last name. I got the brothers to talk again. I brought the family back together. And I know other people tried, but I'm not saying that the people couldn't do it. It probably wasn't the right time to attempt to do it. That's what I'm going to say. But I know some people have said, oh, I tried to get Remy to do this and I tried to get Remy to do that. I'm like, yeah, but you didn't, you know? And part of the reason could be the fact that it was just the wrong time. You know, simple as that. There's nothing else, nothing that, you know, time heals all wounds. Okay. And it just probably wasn't the right time. So here is what I created. And I said, hey, Craig, come here, turn around. I go, you talking about that? I go, yep, there we go. Praces Arnis, Moderniste dash combatant. Okay. So that was announced about a month after Ernesto passed away. You know,
okay, it just seemed like longer to me, but no, that's a good reminder.
Yeah. Well, I'd always been doing it.
But yeah.
And then like Mark Lynn hopped on the same thing. You know, after
like I said, me and my guys Abel, right, with the Remy Praces Modern Days, just to remind people that it came from Remy. And that's the connection we were trying to emphasize, the direct.
Well, and actually, so I had Parker Kempo friends, and the one Ingmar Johansson would always sign Ed Parker's Kempo Karate.
Right.
So finally,
I started. Yep.
I started signing it. Ed Parker's Kempo Karate. No.
There you go.
I started signing it. Tim Hartman, Remy Praces Modernis. Because the also thing here too is so Remy Jr. started teaching and stuff like that. And I wanted people to make sure they realized what I represented. And I didn't represent what Remy Jr. was doing, which is really a modified version of Rodel de Guxarnis. As far as we can tell, he never trained as an adult with Remy. And, and Remy's will that was published said that, you know, the kids, Remy Jr. and the rest of them, were supposed to inherit the financial estate. And the students, like me and the others, were supposed to inherit the system. So, you know, or the organization, you know, I should say. We were supposed to run an organization. We all owned the system our own way. How to become a Tentana Modernist before? Okay. How can everyone become Lacan 10 in Modernist, but the founder is dead? That's a good question. Ty, would you like to field this one?
I don't have an answer for that one. There's a lot of recognitions going around, and they seem to build on each other. That's all I'll say. But promotions, recognitions, all that good stuff. Again, like I said, we always try to emphasize our direct from Remy connection and material and things like that. And actually, the combination, thinking about working both of the brothers stuff is another way of trying getting at that, right? Because we talked about, or I have talked about a lot of times, everybody that trained with Remy has a piece of the picture that I want to steal, borrow, take, learn from. And so who came up with the early stages of Remy that we missed, or that I missed at least, and that would be Ernesto. So Combaton is an evolution from that is interesting, I find.
Well, Remy taught his brothers. Those are the first students.
Yep.
Now, they didn't have the evolution that Remy had because they didn't come to the state. Oh, I'm so sorry. Look at that. I'm a slob. They didn't
move. Don't get me on the camera. You're good.
Yeah. They didn't move to the States. They didn't get to hang out with Wally J. They didn't do the Balintawak training. There's a lot of things they didn't do, you know.
Empty hand
and
everything, yeah.
And I want to talk about that one real quick. I think people get things twisted. I've heard a couple of people talk about that Combaton does Balintawak. So I trained with Ted Buat. Ted Buat was he was the designated successor of the art, but chose not to take up the mantle. But he knew who's whom in the zoo.
Mm-hmm.
No reports whatsoever Ernesto being part of that. And if you look at Ernesto, he doesn't move that way. But right. The problem here is you have people in Combaton see that there are some Combaton students that also do Balintawak, like June Occidental. Mm-hmm. But June Occidental didn't learn Balintawak through Combaton. He learned it from Bobby Tabuada. Mm-hmm. Just like he also does KI. Mm-hmm. KI is not part of, neither art are part of Combaton. But people come up, they put 2 and 2 together and they come up with 12. But also, come on, it's either 5 or 12. That's what Filipino martial arts does, right? Unless it's Pikiti, then it's 64.
There you go.
So, as far as the yeah, okay. I'm going to tell you what Renee Tungsten told me. Well, actually, I had a conversation with Renee.
There you go.
And we talked about the topic, and I go, I told him about how I got promoted to Grandmaster. You notice I use the word promoted. He goes, hey, Jason. Jason's down in Trinidad at the moment.
Hey, Jason.
How are things going down there, brother? So, Ernesto, I've known him for years. I'm in the Philippines. He, say, hey, come to the Philippines. I'll take care of everything. Okay, got over there. So he tells me, Tim, this is in the Philippines. I cannot promote you in my brother's art, but I can promote you in mine. And he promoted me to Grandmaster. And then I went back later to produce students because I'd been training, and I wasn't going to just take some rubber stamp type of promotion. Mm-hmm. I have to prove that I could do the work. That's just the way I am, So I told Renee and I, Grandmaster Renee and I talked about this. He goes, you're right, Tim. The only person that can promote to Grandmaster in Modern East is dead. So all these other things that have been done have been recognitions. Now, I think it muddies the water because a rank has been assigned with it. But to me, and this is just my interpretation of the word, how it applies to the situation. When someone does a recognition to me, I think it's like an honorary thing, like an honorary black belt. Like how people, like, the mayor of town gets an honorary black belt or whatever, But hey, that's just the way I look at it. It doesn't mean I'm right. Just my opinion. You got anything on that, Ty, or did I cover all the stuff that need to be covered?
No, yeah. I mean, we see this all the time, right? And at some point it becomes moot, right? Because it just is what it is, and people move on. So we're almost there. It's fine. It'll be fine.
There we go. So Pikiti also has 12 plus another 3 or 4 versions because
it's 12, and you should also do these things. There you go. Yeah. Nice.
Is 64 divided by 12 equally?
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
60 is.
Here's five ways to do this, plus 4 more angles, just because.
That's right.
Okay.
Has he seen you dance?
He hasn't. So I can recognize you, Datu, as a dancer, but you may not know how to dance, but I do. So for those who are not familiar to this,
it just gets messy. I mean, in my mind,
I was a thespian.
Right.
That was a performer. So
right.
I can dance, I can sing, I can do these things. So Tara, you picked the wrong thing. I can't samba. Well, I don't know if I could. I haven't ever been taught the samba, so I couldn't do that. So.
Well, and the only thing I'll ever say on Terrell's question, the other thing is that hey, I come from the old school where there's one grandmaster per style or maybe per region, and it's unique, right?
Unique.
That's what I came up with. That's the way I came up with it. And I'm maybe I'm an old school kung fu guy. I don't care, but that's just the way I still feel about it. And it's not a ding.
Like there's
it doesn't fit
in every county lately.
Yeah, I mean, it's and again, it's not even a ding towards anybody. It just doesn't feel right to me. That's all, and I can have my opinion.
I know the Korean arts started. I think they were the ones that started a lot of this stuff because they had a lower threshold for the title of GM.
Mm-hmm.
And others went with it.
Mm.
But it's the Grand Master.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like the top one. There's only one top.
Well, yeah. Okay, you know what? To me, Grand Master is like king or president.
Yeah.
Okay, simple as that. And the other thing is, if you're not, I know, Sam. I know. Korean arts are 7th, and everyone started copying that shit.
Wow.
Then whoever you are, thank you for saying good evening.
To all of us.
Yeah. The Korean arts are the ones that started it, as far as I know.
So it's a way to say, is that Sam's fault now?
Yeah, it's Sam's fault.
Sorry, Sam.
Well, and here's the thing too: is it Grandmaster, or does the word? Here's the problem.
It might mean different things in those different areas.
See, and there's the whole thing. What's you were telling me about titles of Chinese titles for martial arts.
Yeah, so one of the translations for Grandmaster in Chinese is Sitagung, which is supreme kind of master, which is different than grand the way some people talk about it. So, but supreme means top, right? So that translation works good for them, and it fits my mindset. But it wouldn't necessarily fit it if you're thinking a Grandmaster is a high level of senior master or something.
Well, and that's it. Like, because if you're going to put the 10th degree or the 9th degree along with this,
right,
you're saying the top of the heap, and how many, once again, there's one boss. There's the general, and he has his colonels and lieutenants and all that other stuff, captains and sergeants and all that, everything, all the rank structure below. But there's still, and we know there's multiple generals. Well, there's the commander in chief. Mm-hmm. Okay, right. And then all the generals and admirals report to that person.
Right. So, but in times of war, we only have one 5th degree, or sorry, one 5-star.
One 5-star. Okay. Yep. There you go. Someone has to make that call, And as far as and here's the other thing too is I don't think this is like a chess thing. See, that's the problem. There's a grandmaster in chess, which just means you're rated a certain rank, and you can lose that, and you can lose that status.
Yep.
If you don't keep up your ratings, you fall out of, you fall the top. Okay.
Yep.
And in boxing, there's only one champ. I mean, there's only in each weight division, in each association, there's only one in each other. So, I think you can have many grandmasters in a system. many grandmasters in a system, but not of the system. I'm not sure if I know how to take that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. I think I know where he's going. I mean, then I wouldn't call them grandmasters the way I'm taking it, but I think I understand you, Terrell. Oh, but again, I like to keep things simple. Now we can start.
I went out. Oh my God! I went out to drop the bowl out there. Somebody's gassing out the rest of the house.
Uh-oh.
Okay, now it's time to start the podcast. Okay. Big G versus little G. Listen, and that's a topic we've talked about a whole bunch of different things. Yeah. Oh, damn, Anita. Have a safe drive home, my friend.
Hey, Mr. Dan. Good to see you.
Oh, wait, here we go. There are, but only 1 5. So, well, okay, I don't like, and listen, and Terrell's our friend who has a grandmaster title. Mm-hmm. I have other friends that have grandmaster titles in the same system, and then there's Carl. Hey, Carl. Hey, no class this Thursday because there's no class this Thursday. And there was no class last Thursday because I took off. Oh no, because no one showed up. It's just how you're brought up. Simple as that.
Yeah.
I don't like because of how. Yeah.
Well, and it's fairly recent too, because I think even in karate styles, right, there were teachers, and then eventually there was masters. There was no grandmaster for the longest time, and there's a grandmaster of different branches, and then all of a sudden, now there's more of that. So there's this sort of trend that makes it, I think, confusing, and when things are still in the process of changing, which I guess I'm slow to change.
Okay, Carl, are you coming down in person or logging in? Okay. How are you guys? Okay. Which one is PG tie? You're so funny. You're so funny.
That's right.
Okay. I said to me, it's the way I was. Okay. All right. I'll make sure you got the login code if I have. I have to look at this. I can do it right now, actually. I mean. I will talk. Okay, I'm not going to talk about other systems. I'm going to talk about modern. Keep it real simple.
There you go. What did Remy say?
Remy was around since 1957 is when he created. Okay, modern he started in 1957. He had people of multiple ranks, but he only had one grandmaster.
Mm-hmm.
And this latest thing that people are, this propaganda of that titles supersede grandmaster. I will channel my inner Remy here. Bullshit. Okay, so anyways.
Remy would never let anything supersede him. So I don't.
Yeah. So when I saw that thing that was in Dan's book, that was ridiculous. That was ludicrous. And I'm not talking the rapper. Because he was in denial that he was gonna make it out the whole time. So he had every intention of getting back on the road, and there's no way he would have told anyone that you outrank me. Me being okay. If I was Remy, there's no way Remy would have said, "Ty, your title supersedes even me." If he thought he was coming out of retirement, right. I mean, granted, he could just beat the crap out of everybody, but I mean that's that's not what he would have done.
Right.
And like I said, the stories that yeah.
There's somewhere, I don't know. All I can say is sometimes when you hear stuff, you should, put some reasonable people in those situations and see what actually makes sense and self-consistent. Because there's, I think, some stuff that doesn't meet that.
Well, you want to find out the merit of a person, you give them power. it's funny. Like, so we talk about, if you want to, sports builds character, but sports competition reveals it. Look at Mahone last night. So Kansas City didn't like some calls. And at the end of the game, instead of congratulating the Buffalo team for a win, Mahone started swearing and saying, this is bullshit calls and all this other stuff and dropping the F-bomb and having a hissy fit. I'm like, I'm sorry. You're supposed to be professional, including acting like one. When you guys were screwing things up and when you were following our team and the refs weren't calling it, we came and said, congratulations, good game and all this other stuff. But because because the Golden Boy lost, he showed his character and he's unwinding little bitch. Okay. And the same can be said in the martial art world. I see a lot of these people doing stuff and it just, their true stuff comes up. I'm still the same person. I'm just magnified. I'm larger than life. Can you tell us more about your stories about the late Not today. Today is a review of what we've done. We can talk about the new shows. Ty,
get to that. Yeah.
I know what my favorite part of these shows have been. First of all, I enjoy hanging with my cohort here. He says we suck. Too bad. Oh, I suck. So I included you in there with that one.
That's right. Yeah.
I know. Okay, so besides spending time and talking of this stuff, because I have some good conversations with you about this, and it brings back some reminiscing and stuff like that, and
right.
So I enjoy the interaction I get with Ty. I mean, I think the best thing I did was bring Ty on the show, and Ty's like, well, you don't need to have me on. I go, dude, no, the chemistry of the two of us is what makes this thing work. We are the odd couple, but different.
There you go.
We both have.
The reminiscing is the best part, and the people coming in. But just us watching some old Remy footage at a seminar just this weekend was a little bit of that same kind of stuff. It was good.
One of my favorite things, like you said, besides spending time with you online, meeting all these people.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah. Lots of great contacts and
we've and so we get past that. I like the fact that we found out a lot of good information, stuff that we didn't have about Remy. David Foggy chimed in, and I would have never known that Roland Dantes was the one that was sent to kill Remy, yet he was the one that helped Remy get out of the country.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Like I said, there are, pieces of the puzzle strewn all over the place, and this is another avenue to help, gather those things for everybody.
Listen, for everybody, anyone who wants to listen, and we know. And listen, for all you guys, if you're listening, even if you hate us and you're listening, you're still our fans.
Support doesn't care about how you feel about it.
Yeah. I enjoy hanging with both of you. You both have made me feel like I belong, and I appreciate it. Hey, that's cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice. And that's, if we're
everybody talking, belongs, really.
You know what? I'm proud. Let's say, as far as I don't know how to take that one. Do you want to look at that one?
Oh, rolling Datus. We don't need to take that.
Oh, okay. Rolling Datus.
Like Roland Dantes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So Matt, that wasn't that bad. Why would Rolling Datus want to kill RP? Okay.
Well, and he didn't, right? So he helped him. So
yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But yes, Rolling Datus. Right?
I had to think about that one for a minute because Matt comes out of left field on us every now and then.
Yep.
So, I think one of my proudest things are if we've been able to get people who got lost in the shuffle in front of the lens.
I was going to say the same thing. And some people that are, I would say orphans, but they're out there doing their own piece of the thing. They're doing good work, producing people and carrying on their piece of Remy's legacy. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And getting them out there for people is good.
Through Eric, even though I've tried a couple times on my own, and I have talked to him. We got Herb Blue on.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a long time back, a California student of Remy. So that's old school. That's like maybe second gen Modern Ernie's USA. And when I say, oh, no, no. Okay, there's generation as how you relate to Remy, and there's the generation or the era that you came in. So, okay. Let me see. Here we go. Will you have more guest speakers? I recently completed episodes of FMA Talk podcast. Okay, so that was okay. So that had, I want to say that the podcast had nothing to do with me, but it had everything to do with me. They borrowed my brand, and I was part of it a few times. We are not gonna. So Sam, we are about modernities first and foremost, and we've invited more modernities people to be part of this. They've chosen not to be part of this, and that's their call. Some of the things that happen are people don't like what I say, and they have a right to not like what I say, just like I have a right to say everything I do, because they exercise their right to tell people the way they think things are. So when they do that, they should be held accountable and have to actually, in my opinion, if you say something, you can't cry foul when someone calls you on it.
Yeah, if you say something in public, then you're inviting a public response. Sorry.
Yeah. I say things in public. I understand there's going to be responses. There's going to be my only thing is that there's a handful of people out there who have blocked me on the internet and then continue to make comments about me. So there's a lot of cowardness going on there, which is funny that martial artists are cowardly people. You know, the most insecure egomaniacs you would ever see. Oh, this is a rant again.
Yep.
But we have some guests planned, but for the most part, it's not going to be like that FMA Talk. So that was Federico and Mark. They did a couple podcasts, and then they wanted to do one on Filipino martial arts.
Yeah.
And then they wanted to borrow the name of FMA Talk, and I let them borrow it. But I also had FMA Talk as a discussion group online.
Right.
So this was expanding that brand. So not in the vein of what they did. That eventually they just backed away from it and just stopped doing everything, and Mark's not even doing Filipino martial arts anymore. I appreciate the show. There we go. Dialogue, not monologue.
Really? Yeah.
Wow, this is a Viagra commercial.
I don't know how to take that. I won't worry about it.
Yeah. Do we like Paul Peters? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if I like Paul Peters.
I mean, you could clarify. Maybe it was, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, please, feel free to tell us what you mean, because I have no clue what you mean. Because the written format doesn't always translate well.
Right. And don't beat around the bush.
Oh, I spelled his name wrong. Oh, no, I didn't spell his name wrong. I'm trying to find him here, and I don't see the little koala face.
Who knows?
Okay. Okay. So, anyways, yeah. So, what else we got going on? What do you think your favorite show was?
Oh gosh, I hadn't thought about that. I've been trying to thinking eventually getting out to Washington and see another connection, which of course we had on the show with Kelly, and got to meet him here, so that was good. Particularly when I know a lot of other people have met him and I haven't, so that's good. But yes, the one that Rich Parson was on is my favorite one. It's amazing he read my mind like that. Rich is always my favorite.
Okay, here we go. I wonder if these guys trip on their balls when they're walking. Okay.
All right.
All right, now. Okay.
Still beating around the bush, but whatever.
Yeah. We've had such good shows. I mean, when we talk about what is modern Ernest, I really liked how we could go systematically through the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of compliments that was one of our best shows. But to me, it's more about the guests.
Yep. No, we used to do almost every show for a while there, and then it spreads out. It kind of comes and goes, who's available and who can do it. But I definitely enjoy the guests coming on for sure. They share their piece, and again, we all get to see a little more into the art we love. Again, this is focused on, Marnie, so of course it's going to do that. Where did he go? I can't hear him. Did he?
I'm right here.
No, I thought you said something, but I couldn't hear it.
I had to make a closet. You didn't want to hear what was going on.
That was a while ago. Yeah, a while ago.
Tim looks like he eats dinners at the strip club alone.
All right. So we got somebody who's definitely got some things to say. Got a bias. Got it. But he's still beating around the bush. So whatever.
Yep. Yeah. It is what it is.
There you go. And then Eric, there's a go. That's another good show. Eric was on.
Yeah. Like I said, I think the guests really are fun. Actually, you know what? A lot of Dean.
Right. Well, those have always been we kind of branched out in a lot of interesting areas, and brings a different flavor. Well, plus, having talked to so many people and trained different things, it's a nice round out.
It's hard, actually. I've enjoyed so much of the interaction with Dean and Dean Franco and such,
Yep.
but it's hard to keep track which show was which, because we were on his show all the time. He was on our show all the time.
Sort of cross-pollinated all over the place. Yep.
Yeah. So I thought that was always fun.
So let's see. We're also talking about what we want to do. What's coming up the coming season. I think we already know a few things. Is there anything we were thinking of making sure that we got out there?
So one of the things that we're planning on doing is at the beginning of every show, we're going to have our seminar listings.
Right. So it's easy to find.
So it's easy. Yeah. So, I mean, of course, obviously we promote, this is our show. we promote ourselves. That's what part of this is for, and as far as and getting back to Sam, listen, about different people, we are open to have people.
Yeah.
But some people don't want to be on the show. And the other thing too, is this is not our job. This is something we have. I mean, martial arts is my career, not podcasting.
Right.
Which is evident because, I mean, this studio is not really a studio. It's my office. I don't have all these cool intros and all this other. I mean, I think the intro is pretty cool, but I mean, we don't have a technician running things and stuff like that. I could have better lighting. There's a lot of things that we would change. I just enjoy it. And a lot of times, I've talked about, I've been writing a lot of stuff as of late.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This show has helped me just get all the toxicity out. Okay. So I'm not going to say I do or don't deserve the heat that I get, but my position as a leader of an organization, I know that's what's going to happen. I'm going to take heat. I'm out there and about. I'm the most visible of Remy's students. And I know, listen, Danny Nisano, I hear a lot of great things, and I hear a lot of people trash talking him, and he's one of the nicest guys in the world.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not that nice. so I get it. I get it. And my here's the thing. It's not my fault that people are intimidated by me.
Intimidated.
And I'm the intimidator.
There you go.
You like that? Okay.
Well, I think the thing is, people mix up your opinions with your outspokenness, You're passionate. That's the deal. Why do you do Modern East? Because you're passionate about it. So, oh my gosh, that's going to show sometimes.
Yeah. Here we go. This was sent to me. I'm not intimidating. You're intimidated. There's the difference. I'm not mean nor aggressive. I'm honest and assertive, and it makes you uncomfortable. And I'm not, and it's not me that makes you uncomfortable. My presence changes your comfort. I will not be less for you to feel better about yourself. At the end of the day, this is who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And, people don't like it. I can't do anything about that. I am not going to live in a world where I can't be who I am.
Right.
That's what everyone bitching about pronouns left and right. And you're okay. So you got people who are identifying as men, women, or toasters or whatever the hell it is. I'm just being me, and I say things and other people say things. And if you're not, you cannot expect people to respect what you're saying if you don't give them the same thing. We can sit there and go back and forth, and Ty has been around me and long enough to know I am more than happy to agree to disagree on certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Even as strongly, like we talked about, okay, I don't think there should be more than one grandmaster in a system. That's my choice. But guess what? Okay. You can tell Terrell said otherwise. We're still friends.
Right.
See, the problem here is people that disagree with my opinion can't understand the difference between my opinion and me as a person. Mm-hmm. They take it personal. Well, you got it wrong. I don't take it personal. If you got things right, I wouldn't have to correct you all the time. Okay, here we go.
Modern East University courses contain all the Modern East curriculum. Are there moves or principles taught after black belt? Not all, and yes.
So no one has all.
That's
the man that has all is dead, and he wasn't done creating all of it.
Right. Absolutely.
So currently the Modern East University takes you to black belt. Mm-hmm. So and here's a good.
And there are requirements in the system in the organization after.
Yeah. We have a written curriculum. There's post black belt development.
Yep.
The videos only cover up to first degree black belt.
Yep.
What happens if you do the virtual course? You can test online for a basic black belt, but you have to wait to do hands-on in-person training to get your degree, to become a first degree. Actually, Michael Werner was the first person to fully graduate. He had trained with me at seminars and camps when I would be in Europe and in the Philippines. But what happened is he took the black belt exam, and then in Barbados, I evaluated him hands-on there. He ended up getting a second degree, but he also does virtual classes with me once a week. So he logs in regularly, and then if there's a problem with us hooking up, I might do two or three classes that week with him to make sure he gets his class time in. If it's my schedule that interferes with that. So if you're free during the days, I do a noon class Tuesdays and Thursdays on Eastern Savings Time. But like the university, that's videos on demand or digital download. You can do either or both. Like I said, it'll get you to black belt. And then we are working on expanding that. There's definitely more material. Actually, so I also do virtual or hybrid seminars every month where most months I do a physical seminar with virtual attendees in addition to the physical attendees. So, and we just did another one on the 35th anniversary. That was free to the community. Sam, were you part of that by any chance? And then I said next December we'll do another one. All right. Matt Jones, have you ever wanted to do a podcast sometime in your uniforms? No. So anyways, Ty?
No for me too. Although I argue that at least for what I do in the park, a lot of times I'm in the same uniform as I wear in the park.
Okay. And Eric loves toasters.
There you go. There you go.
So a good friend of mine, just for the record, okay, I don't want you to think I'm making fun of the situation, not of the people. A very good friend of mine, first name is Tommy. I knew him forever and a day. We traveled together all around. Had his back when there was a lot of bullying towards his younger brother, and someone needed to be there to back him up in a potentially large fight, where weapons may have been involved and all this other kind of stuff. But he was family to me. Tommy's now Tia. But I've known Tommy for decades. He's still a guy. He's not going to get pregnant. He's not going to have the problems. And if he ever goes to a doctor, the doctor needs to know what his birth, what is your gender as of birth? And actually now doctors are writing that in their questionnaire, what is your gender at birth? Because when you go to a doctor, it's about diagnosing things. And I need to know, like a mechanic, am I working on a 4-cylinder, a 6-cylinder, an 8-cylinder? What's going on here? So, and when it comes to fighting, or sports, I think there needs to be, we can talk about all the medical and science behind that. There need to be there. If you had to separate them, but because there's an advantage being one gender or another, then I think we need to do that. But but the rest of the life, I really don't care. Tommy was one of my best friends. Tommy will always be my best friend. And when I'm around Tommy, I address Tommy as Tia. I give Tia hugs. Tia's got a boyfriend. They're very happy together. I don't sweat it. My only thing was, I wish to God that everyone was born in the body they identify with. Why? Because the world sucks. People are, what was that?
Dick.
I think they're dickless, if you really ask me, but that's another story.
Yeah.
But the thing here is this. I have no skin in the game. I love my friend. Okay? I love my friend. And I identify, and I've actually told the story to somebody, and one of my students actually tried to correct me. I go, stop it right there, because my friend, we're talking about, because now everyone gets the difference. Well, you're talking, what's the difference between gender and preference? Is gender the preference, or is gender what you're born? I think
it's the identity of things. So there's biological sex. That's the whole thing. I know. I'm not, not all. I'm not exactly sure, because sometimes people make different calls on what words are for what, and part of this is that, right?
And that's it. I don't give a damn, because you know what my intent is. See, and that's the whole thing. When I'm talking to people and they know the intent. So a woman walks up to me who now identifies as a guy. And I say, how you doing, ma'am? Or nice to meet you, ma'am. Or thank you, ma'am. I don't identify. Listen, I'm trying to show you respect. I'm trying to be nice to you. I'm not a mind reader. Tell me how you want to identify. Actually, when I sit there and say, sir, I'm not a sir, I'm a ma'am. Well, okay. How about this? What's your name? Fran, nice to meet you. I'm Tim. Then we don't have to go. But when someone first comes up, if someone wishes you, oh my God, it pissed me off. Here's another rant. Here we go. Someone's in my school. They're leaving the school. I mean, they're leaving the building. They're not like, they're just a potential person that was checking out classes, and they're leaving. And it was one of the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Hey, I think it was Happy Thanksgiving. I don't celebrate that. How about you say thank you? Okay. If someone wished me Happy Hanukkah, I don't celebrate Hanukkah. I'm not Jewish, but you know what I would do? I would say thank you and Happy Hanukkah to you as well.
Yeah.
Hey, Ty, Happy Kwanzaa.
Thank you. You too. And all of the other things.
There we go. What's so hard about that? Why can't we just get to being nice? Or is the problem is you want the confrontation? And a lot of times, you know what? I'm an angry person. Sometimes I do want confrontation. Some of my guys are like, you're controversial. I go, do I start problems? No, but you don't back away from them. Well, that's part of the job. I take the heat so the members don't have to.
There you go. I'll just say two things about the thing. Basically, There's so much crap out there. If you want to be offended, you can do that. But you did that to yourself. And that's the other half of the thing I want to say is you're the only one that makes you offended about anything. The other people may contribute and they may be dicks for doing that. But the only person that is in charge of their own feelings is you. You're in charge of your own feelings.
Hey, Ty, you're dick.
Okay.
See, there we go. There we go. No, oh, hey, I'm gonna jump down to this one, dude. Eric, thanks for stopping by.
Eric. Yeah,
I really appreciate those gifts and putting them all on the phone with us. That was awesome.
There you go.
We're talking about you, talking good things. All right, let's get back to the toasters.
Oh, we're way up there.
Okay. Is that kind of the same thing, testing for your first degree twice? I
don't know where that came in the conversation, but yeah, it's probably
that's funny. Because I talked about how Mike became a second degree.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Testing for Showdown twice, 6 months apart. Does a show. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm just going to go past this one. Man, he's everywhere. Okay. Here we go. Learning. Does your online university teach you the same curriculum as Remy's son? I would say no, because what do I want to say, Ty? Oh, I actually trained with Remy Senior.
Right. And
so
Remy's
for the Remy's son, before coming, I don't want to say. Do I want to say coming out? Can I say that? Before coming out of the martial art world, they went to the Philippines to train with Rodel de Guck, and they traveled with Rodel. So they were doing more DOS than anything else. Yeah. You know, like I said, Ty, when did you start?
Modern East 91, 92, with Remy a year after that.
Okay. 1985 for me. How many times have you met Remy Jr.? Zero. Okay. One. And that wasn't until he died. He being Remy.
Yep.
I met and
he was a non-entity, and he was not mentioned in the will for inheriting the system of any sort.
Now I did meet Demetrio.
Marginal. I did. Yeah, I think I met him.
Demetrio showed up at the Harrisburg camp one year. He also showed up to one of Dan Anderson's camps 1 year. He's no longer with us.
Right.
I know secondhand information about him being up at Dan's camp, but I will tell you, when he showed up in Harrisburg, he wasn't training. He was visiting his father.
Right.
So, and with the quantity of seminar, I mean, we figured I saw, how many times? Was it like, did we say 1,800 seminar, 1,800 hours with Remy? I don't know what the hell it was.
Yeah, you did your math. I did mine. But yeah, I can't remember. You have
1,500. No, it's 1,500 events or something like that. So I never saw him there. So, you know, Rubio, how was the Philippines? Are you still in the Philippines? Merry Christmas, mother bleepers. Cheers to your show and contribution to the arts. Hey, you know what? Same to you, my friend.
Yeah. This
is a guy that put a lot of, during lockdowns, put a lot of positive eyes. Well, you know, he's controversial. I can relate to that, but he did a lot of good things about giving our art exposure. He exposed people. Life is too short to be offended. Okay. Gracious. Yeah. Very good. Gracias. Let me see. Here we go. I thought he was teaching what his father taught him. So I won't say never. What I'm going to say is he trained in the Philippines. Remy left in 74. So that means Junior would have been 10, 12 years old.
Right.
And I don't know how much training he did with his son. He was running an organization. Right. You know, so I don't know how much the students taught. So here's what I would say. I'm not saying he's not doing a derivative of his father's art. What I'm saying is he missed decades of evolution. This is what we say about the Filipinos. Once again, Remy willed the estate to his kids and the system to his students. And
There's
I might add, his Western students.
Right. There's whole giant chunks of what Remy was teaching, even the last 10 years of which that nobody else saw. So that part of the curriculum, if you will, if you weren't training with Remy during the time, you did not see that. So that's where the no answer comes from. No, it's not teaching the same thing as what Remy Jr. is teaching in any way, shape, or form for all of the reasons we just said.
Well, I mean, let's use an example of a very good friend of ours, and let's talk about it this way. What did you have to do to the person what did you have to do for the person who taught you the art initially?
One of the, you're talking about what I was sharing.
I already knew this ahead of time, but
yeah. So my teacher, got me caught up on all of the 80s and early 90s modernists, and just, was super generous on all that stuff. And as I saw more and more of Remy than he did as he was winding down, when I saw him later, I was able to catch him up on some of the stuff that was evolved more, like the left versus right, or the modern, the inserts of in toppy, that kind of good stuff that he hadn't seen. And I felt very honored to do that. And that was one of the great points actually of training, is to give back to my first instructor that got me started. And Eric is a great guy. So.
And learning says, okay, understand. And the thing here is, okay, there's a few trigger things for me. Go figure.
Only a few.
Okay, everything's a trigger for me.
There you go.
Actually, I guarantee you. Well, okay, I would be willing to bet that most people, that if they actually hung out with me, they'd have a blast.
Yeah.
If they hung out and were open, or if we were in a group, they'd be surprised on how well I interacted with the group. They might I might not be the type of personality that you like, but you'd be surprised. Actually, Ty saw it in person. Somebody who I didn't think, because of personal preferences and stuff like that, said, "You're a really caring guy." You're possibly your possible future daughter-in-law. Thought I was a real cool guy. Didn't know me from Adam.
Right.
And of all the people there, said nice things about me, which is really scary.
Right.
She really says you hang out with bad people. But
yeah. That's another thing, right? So if you know me and you knew me from years and years and years, and knew nothing else about me, and then I decided to one, like the organization, the people in it, and even be able to put up with you, which is tough at times. Why? You could, if you gave me some credit, ask why and figure that out, and you don't have to agree, but it would actually fit, as opposed to going, oh, knee jerk, and then whatever response you're going to have.
All right. Well, we know that. Well, people just don't like me, so it's easier to hate me versus saying, Ty, why are you hanging out with Hartman if he's such a jerk? Well, maybe. Right. Okay. Or you see, here's the thing. If I'm the person in question, which we want, or the people in question, if it was reversed, I would be like, hey, Ty, what am I not seeing here?
Right.
I can't get along with this guy or girl for whatever.
You've actually asked me that question, and we had the conversation, and we agreed to disagree. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I would do. I was like, hey, I don't like X. You do. What's the deal?
And wouldn't, step in the way of that, because it didn't matter. It had nothing to do with you.
Doesn't matter.
Yep.
Funny is, one of these guys actually tried to play the game of putting a wedge.
Mm-hmm.
Say, well, you should probably unfriend me or block me or something, because I don't think Tim would say anything, but I'm not getting along with Tim right now. And both people are like, the reason why I like Tim is because he doesn't ask me not to be friends with people.
Right.
At most, he would, and like I said, at the most I would say, well, I'd watch this person, or I wouldn't put yourself in this position. Hang out with the person. There's certain people out there I will never trust with my money.
Mm.
And some people did trust someone in Modern East with a lot of money, and that all disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're acting like adults. Some people, some can't handle that.
Danny gets it, and Danny is a straight shooter. So actually, that's a compliment. Thank you, Danny.
The funny thing is, I can't believe the pansies, and I'm going to call them pansies. I'll say it. When you consider the jobs that they came up in, I'm like, some people that don't like me were in corrections, other in law enforcement. I'm like, you're offended by my words? Really? How could you be offended by my words? You were. I worked in automotive. There's not a word. Actually, I worked in the food industry, and the waitresses were the worst.
I bet you. Yep.
And I worked in automotive, and in both I had to deal with truck drivers delivering product, and mechanics are terrible, and all this. I mean, you surprise the mouth that comes out there. You and I, we've been exposed to law enforcement, military on a regular basis. Another group of people that just have no filter whatsoever.
And I love it.
These are because you could just say something and not be held. It's like, why can't the word just be the word? Like an example. I'm not calling anyone this. When we were young, let's see. For me, I didn't know what homosexuality was. I just, I don't want to say I was sheltered. We just didn't have anybody around us. So when we said something was gay, it meant something was stupid. Had I known what that word meant back then, I would have never used it. Actually, well, there's also the other one, being happy and gay, which is, oh, wait a minute, the Flintstones. So I grew up with the Flintstones. We're going to have a gay old time. Okay, I mean, that's the lyrics of the song. And in my era, we sang the Flintstones theme song. It was the Flintstones, right?
Yep.
Yabba do time. We're gonna have a gay. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
why?
He wasn't here.
Yes, we do. Funny, you should mention that. Learning, are you one of my people? And are you?
I actually haven't made my one for 2014 or 2024, but
I'm wondering, Learning, are you the mother of one of my children? And I say my children, I mean my students. For the record, I have 2 adopted 4-legged kids. I've had a total of 6 adopted 4-legged kids. Because of my choice of my career, my martial arts, it took me a long time to get to the point where I'm financially stable, because it's not what everyone makes it out to be. And I sacrificed the opportunity of having kids because I refused to bring kids up in an environment that I couldn't support them properly. And people will say, well, you still could have had kids. Yeah, I could have, but I don't want to be a shitty father. If I had kids, I want to make sure that they could have all the things they needed and at least some of the things they wanted. And I wasn't in that position because of my dedication to the art. I actually passed up on certain job opportunities that would have given me that opportunity. Here we go. So this is some of it, and some of it's in a state of flux. Okay, so Matt, this is for you, buddy. January 20th, I will be in Avon, Connecticut, over at Avon Kempo and Aikido Academy. So I'll be doing a seminar there. We are doing the Stig Balintawak weekend. That is a deep dive in Buffalo. We're also going to do a hybrid seminar that weekend, 2-hour thing on Balintawak, open to the community. This is only open to 4 people for the weekend. They're all staying at my chateau, my house. March 15th, we have the Buffalo Niagara Martial Art Festival. I'll be one of the instructors there. I have Superfoot Wallace coming in and others. Okay. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute, Learning. Let me go through this. So, Buffalo border battle. Okay, Buffalo's battle on the border. That's just a tournament that we're hosting. Brazil in April. Ty and I, along with some others, will be teaching at the Martial Arts Symposium in New Hampshire. It's the 20th anniversary. I just put a flyer up as a placeholder. There are more people part of this that are members of our organization. Ty, you're going to be at that one, right?
Mhm.
Ty
Yep.
will be there. Mike and May Williams, and we might have a few others. The end of April, we will have and this will be probably the last camp we do in April. We're going to be moving into May as of the 2025 season. There'll be the Modern East Training Camp. We have our CLOC camp in Buffalo in July, featuring Mike and May Williams. We will be down in the Metro DC area for the FMA Expo. That'll be featuring Rodel de Guck, Tuhan Bobby Ladra, and myself. Then we have our IDC Instructor Development Camp in Buffalo at the end of August. And then in September, we have the Kempo North American Kempo Summit, where I'll be one of the teachers at that. I'm teaching Arnis, not Kempo. I will be at, I don't know how to say this, the 24th annual, it's the Mike and A Memorial Seminar in Vegas. And then 2025 is where things changing from there. So we're doing our camp in the Philippines in 2025. There are more events. Killing me.
That's gonna be good stuff.
There's more.
That's
events
just the base. Yeah, there's more for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Go to worldmodernarnies.com.
There you go.
Dan Medina, good for you. I'm assuming you're talking about me. No, I'm a student in Modern Arnis.
Or is it martial arts? I'm not sure.
Martial arts. Now, so speaking of Virginia, if you're in the Fairfax area, you can train with this guy.
Yep, I'm out in the Springfield Burke area, Virginia. Been here since 7 years.
Bill, there we go.
Came up with Remy in Texas and Louisiana when he was trying to catch the area, and then moved out here.
I go, looks like I'm coming to DC for August 4th. Good for you.
Awesome, good deal.
That'll be a good one. That may be Rodel de Guck's last trip to the States.
I
mean, he's getting to that age.
But yeah,
Filipinos because of visas. Hey, everybody, This is my four-legged child right here.
There you go. But he's like the Energizer Bunny, so
yeah,
it's hard to imagine.
He's in Richmond.
Oh, he's in Richmond. Okay, I have some friends down in Richmond. There's Patrick's down there.
Yeah. If you want to do something other than modern, there's people down that way.
Yep.
Okay. Arnold Narzo. Hey.
Oh my gosh! Wow. How you doing,
I'll
sir?
be seeing you in February, brother.
Magandang umaga.
Maganda umaga. I'd love to train. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yep.
You could also come to the Philippines with us. There's another one.
Yep.
So I'm going this February to see the lay of the land before I bring a group over. I might be going in July as well to go to the week half World Championships. And then February again the following year is what our camp's going to be. Come here. Get over here. Oh yeah. My fur puppy. Yeah. You gonna say hello? Say hello. Yeah. How can you hate this face? Look at that face. I'm not talking this face. I'm talking this face. This one right there. Ah. You're such a lovable boy. When he's sleeping. Maganda gabi. Sa inyo. What's sa inyo?
Let's see. To you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Wala nga namang. I'm a Judoka, Hapkido, and Kali practitioner. Really? What kind of Kali?
Nice.
You don't train with Styles, do you? Or a Styles group?
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. That'd be with Patrick.
We love Styles group.
What's his face isn't there anymore? Right? The Balenciaga guy.
Matt?
No, not Matt. The other one. The teacher. The Pinoy.
I'm not sure who. I can't remember now. Yeah.
The one we talked, him and Villiason and us.
Oh, Jamar?
Jamar used to be there. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Jamar Kursalar.
Would you like to field that question? Because it is.
Sure, I didn't give it to myself. It's Punong Guru, so it means head teacher. We in WMR we use it in WMA, we use it in master level.
You hit it with the URL.
Right, I did. But no, yeah. So use it as master level. It basically means that you have students that that teach and have their own students, but there's a rank associated with it, etc. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. So in modern Arnis, officially, the title is not rank bearing. Professor Prasis.
Yes.
I was talking to Professor because somebody out there was using a title in an ex-modernist person using Punong Guru, and I didn't bring anything out. I just said, "Hey, Professor, what's a Punong Guru?" He goes, "Tim, you are." I go, "No, I'm not asking for a promotion. I'm only no, you are." And then we sat down. He explained to me. He explained to me. I go, "Listen, you become a teacher. You're a guru. When you produce your first guru, you become Punong Guru." Now, even though that's a thing, I was the first one that he called that. He only ever did anything to another person. Marlene Ofano was the second. He gave a diploma with that. But he introduced me in a Michigan camp. Oh, this is Punong Guru, Tim Hartman. These were months later. And then Tim Murray, my friend, the Marine, goes, "What the hell's a ping pong guru?" I go, "You get me near a ping pong table, and I'll show you exactly what a ping pong guru is."
There you go. So maybe I should be a PPG because my one of my students is a Punong Guru himself because he's got students that teach that have students. Good stuff.
All right, Knucklehead's being loud, so I'm going to bring up some of these comments. You can
sure. Matt Jones doesn't Maganda mean my beloved in Thai? Maganda means beautiful, actually. 09 Learning, my instructor trained under Mike Sack. So I'm learning from him, Mike Sack Kali. Very good. We have some connections with folks that do Sack.
Look at this one. Boom, Mo. How you doing, my man?
Hey,
I love you, man.
How you doing, sir? Selamat datang. Welcome.
I love you, man. Oh, that's right. You speak the language, you bastard.
Or the Malay version. Maybe my accent's all messed up, but same language.
I'm going to give the Knucklehead a bone or something to shut up here.
No, Mal, it was very cool to visit with Eric when he showed up this weekend. That was very, very nice. He's such a nice guy. You guys are both awesome. And it was cool to catch you online there. I think I've told you before, maybe online, that my top guy, the one I just mentioned, that is also PG. He's the one that's pointed you out to me, that said, "Hey, check this guy out. He's always been impressed with you." And that's what Eric was talking about. But yeah, I look forward to meeting you for real. And I know Tim's always talking good things about you.
I'm always talking.
And that too.
You guys are awesome. He says, Hey, listen, Mal, I told Eric, and I'm going to tell you, your accent is perfect. I told Eric not to disrupt the class. It was fine.
No, he was not at all. It was a pleasure to have there.
So
thank you, sir. Terima kasih banyak. Thank you very much.
So I know that you had your tour.
Oops.
But you're always welcome at my place. So I'm right by the falls. I'm like 10, 15 minutes from the Canadian border, 30 minutes south of Niagara Falls. You ever want to do something? I told Eric, I'm telling you, you're more than welcome to use my facility. If you want to stay at the house with the family, you get to you can ride my dog because he's pretty big. He's 170 pounds, or I got hotels if people don't like that.
There you
go. Okay. Here we go.
It's time to teach both systems. Which both systems? I teach modern Arnis. I teach Prasis Arnis, and I teach praying mantis kung fu, and I teach Tai Chi. Although I stopped teaching that because people want to do it as moving yoga instead of the martial art that it is. No other systems that I teach.
Look at that.
There you go. Awesome.
Boom. Done. And we'll put Eric in a barrel and throw him over the falls.
Right. Yeah.
And mantis. There we go. Okay, here we go. Cool. Dude, just let me know. If you're planning on coming back over in 2025, just you or Eric, just give me a bunch of dates. We'll look at something. I'll make something happen.
Yep.
Although if you're planning and you're getting that ball rolling soon, the sooner the better, because I'm moving a bunch of events around and I got some things that I'm doing that are not on the website that I'm supposed to do. And lot of life got complicated. Nothing that I can't handle, but I got to move some things around. So,
well, Matt, actually, just go to my website, Matt, and check out the instructor page, and you'll see, what I'm teaching, what I'm not teaching, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Since you asked,
yeah,
it's in there, the web and the www.kungfu.cc. So yeah, check that out.
Trying to say FMA, not FMS. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So,
very cool. We kind of rambled all over the place, ranted a little bit. Oh,
yeah. Well, just a review of the year. I mean, because we had listen, 37 shows. What an accomplishment!
And thanks for everybody joining us on that. That's amazing. Thank you guys.
We've done over. Okay, and this is not even considering myself, like the Datu's Corner stuff I was doing prior to that. So collectively, the two of us, with between the shows, we've done over 60 shows.
Oh, total. All okay.
Okay, because we've done. He said he studied a tiny bit a long time ago.
Cool, very nice.
So we did three seasons. 26 the first season. The last two seasons have been 30 plus. So we've done 60. I mean, we may have done 70 shows.
Wow,
that's a lot.
Now we're gonna have to make an index of them and cross-reference and.
Oh man. So so here's what's going to happen for the new year. We're going to start up, and the first show is just going to be talking like this one, because one of the best shows I was on wasn't a show. It was Dean Franco and I were curious. I was curious to see. We were talking about doing a show. I'm like, can we broadcast this on both platforms simultaneously?
Yeah.
We're trying to do FMA Talk and FMA Discussion, because that'd be nice to have it that way. Really broaden the reach. And we tried. We got some feedback and stuff, but I said, I'll exit out. But in the meantime, he and I started talking about just some stuff, and we had some really good interaction with people, where it was just talking about nothing. Same thing with Eric, who just said thanks, for the opportunities, and Eric will be on the show. The three of us will be on the show together. There we go. Not just when Ty's gone, Eric, because we like you.
There you go.
And if someone wants, and listen, we don't have a list of people. Someone want to be on the show, let us know.
And you don't even have to agree with us.
No, we encourage you not to agree. Actually, because that's when some of the best conversations. We don't want yes and we don't want yes men and yes women. We want people. See, we want a dialogue, not a 3-person monologue.
Right.
This is not a trio. Okay, and look at that, freaking awesome. I mean, listen, Ty and I. Who is he under?
Under late sensei or a courier.
Because that's Kuntao with a W. I study Kuntao with a W.
Right.
And you're welcome.
Very cool.
Back in the 80s. Okay. So, oh my God, Knucklehead's being knuckly. Come here.
That's when I started the Kung Fu. It was in the 80s and then 90s with our niece. Good stuff. Yeah, does he have something to say on the show? Your other co-host?
I'm saying what?
Does your other co-host there have something to say on the show?
Yeah, I think he just wants me to go upstairs with him.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's getting late.
Yeah, I've been gone so much lately, and I'm going away again this weekend.
Wow.
So this weekend I'm going to be down. Actually, I'm going to be in Connecticut, Massachusetts, maybe Rhode Island.
Nice.
I got some stuff I have to take care of.
Okay.
Visible ghost.
Yes, I'm sure it is just as fun as it sounds. Hang in there, man.
All right. Okay. Random comments from nowhere.
He's probably trying to explain why he wasn't interjecting random stuff again. It's okay. We don't need
I keep forgetting. That's rodents.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
All right. And it's 17 over there?
That seems lower because here it's not. Here it's what?
He's
32?
openly admit. Okay, I know who it is. He's openly admit he's in Michigan, and I thought Michigan was warmer than that.
Well, we're 32 here, so maybe in Virginia, 32.
Hey Alexa, what's the temperature in Detroit? 33 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay.
Because this person is he's being facetious, unless he's doing Celsius.
Or he did it in the middle of the night, right?
Yeah. Okay. Maybe that was it.
But
31, my bad. It's a lot. 31's a lot better than 17, my man.
Yes, definitely.
So, yeah. So
we're good. Yeah. So basically, people should hang on and look for the next year season stuff.
Okay. Here we go.
Sure.
Flint, 31 degrees in Flint. So things that we're going to do is we're probably going to start off the show. Windshield. Okay.
What month?
We're going to start our show. Okay. So I've got a tentative date. Tentative. So you said tentative.
February or something? January, February.
Okay, let me do this. Someone actually wrote me something. Here we go. Tentatively, it's going to probably be the 15th. That'll be our first show coming back. That's of January. That'll be Martin Luther King Day. Then we'll do what?
So that one may be rough on me because I'll just be getting out of. I got surgery the 11th.
Okay, well then you know what we'll do. We'll do the 22nd.
Okay.
And then we can do the 29th. And then actually we can do we can do most of that. Then the 26th, there will not be a show of February, and March 4th, because I will be in the Philippines.
Yes. You're not going to do one from there?
Nope. Because you get brownouts. It's just
terrible. Yeah. I imagine you'll make some videos, or at least a video high or something like that.
Let me just deal with him one quick.
Sure.
He's killing me.
Let's see. So Matt says another thing. I can't pull it up, but there's a little known holiday called No Datu Tim Day on the January 20th. Nice. So actually, yeah. So we have some plans for the show, some format changes. And as always, definitely let us know if there's some stuff that you think would make a good show for us, or you want to hear, or just keep contributing on with the comments to promote conversation and get us to answer any questions, or talk about something that you want us to, or make your own points. Heck, we might even bring you on the show if you're making some points, and it's just easier to get you on.
Yeah.
We've done a couple of impromptu guests, right?
Yep. Let me see here. Oops, there we go. I did a job interview.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
And we were all in the PI. Yep. I'm looking forward to being with both of you guys. Okay. Not in the biblical sense, though. And he studied Tai Chi Chuan.
Nice.
So we'll talk about events coming up. Maybe so there'll be an event section which will be review and upcoming.
Mm-hmm.
There will be words of the day.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
So
like Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yep, words of the day. It was rough because when we believe it or not, I was a lot nicer before. Interaction has made me a little wound up.
Mm.
But I remember talking to some people, and they signed their thing, and they used the wrong spelling for our ranks. Like the word Delaware does not have an E in it. Delaware. It's all A's. And, we're going to go over spelling and better pronunciation. So there's American pronunciation. Then there's the way I pronunciate things. Then there's the way Ty pronunciates it, and it's really close to the right way.
There you go. That's a good way to say it. Really
close to the right way. I mean, because listen, at the end of the day, we're Americans speaking English all the time. But when we're around, it's funny because I shock the hell out of people. They're surprised on how well I do pronounce it when I pronounce it, but I don't have the vocabulary that Ty has. Ty was in Malaysia, and it helps him pronunciate it better. But it's just like when I'm on, so a lot of the call service centers that you call up, I am so happy they went to Filipinos. It has nothing to do with Filipino martial arts. The Filipinos, when they can't speak English properly, when they can't communicate, they feel that they're letting you down. When I've talked to some of the Middle Eastern ones, it's like, what do you mean you don't understand me? I mean, I can't understand a word you're saying. And I'm not gonna make fun of them.
Right.
We've all heard those through the years. We know how accurate that is. The fact of the matter here is the Filipinos are phenomenal at attempting to speak the language, and they try their hardest. So I love it, but I can tell they're Filipino. There's a slight little thing in the back, and between a slight accent and the sentence structure.
Right.
So
all that time with Remy. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So it just gives up, you know. And if you ever heard the phrase, sir, like if you're a guy and someone says, "Oh, Sir Ty," you know,
right.
Dead giveaway.
Right.
Giveaway. Okay, Sir Tim. ¿Cómo está acá? Oh, you're Pinoy? No, I'm puti. You know. So, but we'll do words of the day because, you know, we'll talk about actual Filipino words. And then we're going to do a nomenclature thing in addition and talk about some of the words that we use, like our interpretation of the third hand principle versus, I'm not going to talk about what others, because I've seen people say the third hand principle.
Sure.
It's not, we don't use that phrase the same way. And it doesn't mean they're wrong, but we're right.
Well, it's just, you know, this terminology, it's one, it's a translation, and two, it's a education thing, right? So every system or teacher will have their own self-consistent. Doesn't mean it's going to cross styles or people. So yeah.
Great. So listen, we're going to wrap things up. Are you getting direct messages?
Yeah, no, just mentions.
Okay, that's cool. Why do you have that? Is that a spider?
Yes, that's a web.
I'll say it's a spider web. Okay, it is.
Right. So web. For the World Wide Web, see, I'm being punny.
Okay, you are so punny. So punny.
Or puny, one of those.
Puny. All right. So actually, let me think about this here. So where the hell is it? Today, next week, next month. So here we go. Our first show 22nd. Will be after I get back from Connecticut.
Okay.
So you heard it first, because y'all heard it first. Our first show back will be the 22nd of January.
And I should have a new hip. It'll be great.
You should have a new hip, and hopefully he will not be grouchy. Okay, I tell you, because I've seen Ty smash. I've seen the anger. We were in the Philippines when his hip was going out, and he let it go way too far. I remember what he told me. What he goes, when this happens, that's when I'm going to get it done. That bar was way too far set.
Well, heck, I might still be on medication. I doubt it. Usually it's just a couple days.
Yeah. Well, all I know is that when in the Philippines, when it was getting to that point, I've seen Ty give the furious face, but that's usually just around family. But I saw Ty getting ready to smash something, and I'm like, dude, we're not in our country. But he didn't. He held it together.
Was that the purple red and then the vein on my forehead?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Turn your phone screen brightness up all the way, Ty.
Right.
But I didn't even want to do you want to tell him? I'm not telling him. You're going to talk to him? Nope. We're in a separate line. Yep, let's stay over here where it's safe. Okay. Thank you for a great year, gentlemen. Thank you, Eric.
Yeah, thank you.
And hey, Ty, Rich, why not a bird for Dan Quayle inventing the web?
No,
we give another bird.
The guy that invented the internet. It was what's his face? But it wasn't him. But yeah, DARPA. We all know that. You know that, Rich. You're trying to tweak me.
Okay.
Not gonna work, man.
Not gonna work. Just like us, we don't work. Well, we do, but we don't want to admit it. All right, listen, everybody. And we might have some bigger changes, little changes. Like I keep getting things that the music I can't use because it's not copyrighted. There's copyrighted music, but I have to reach out to YouTube because, dude, I pay for this through Canva. So, holy cow, a whole bunch of comments coming up here.
Al Gore. That's
Al Gore. Yeah, Al Gore. Oh, look at that. Out of Colorado for the win here. Yeah.
Mike.
We'll
Millinger,
see.
Yep.
So, Mike, you're going to the Philippines, right?
That'd be cool. Yeah.
If Mike, if you're going there,
he is going, but I think it's.
I'll be there for the festival.
Yeah.
Heading to the tub. Best of the new, best New Year, Merry Christmas, Tim Dobson, Sparta Bondo Club. Hey, always good.
Nice. Thanks, Tim.
Fiverr by a theme. Good look at that too.
There you go.
Oppo. Okay. Well, okay. All right. Listen, as always, listen, this is a pleasure. And this is an honor to be able to wrap up a third season.
Amazing.
With my, and my good friend, Ty Botting. I'm looking forward to many more seasons. Hopefully we don't drive each other crazy or the world. See, actually, that's why the world's got to drive us crazy, because we won't focus on each other. We'll focus on all the nonsense out there. So
there you go.
Listen, I'll get one more comment. Here we go. Datu World Party. Datu World Party time. Excellent. Okay. All right. Well, listen, everyone, I'm going to go a little different. Everybody, okay, I got to take this off because I did the wrong way. Oh, party time. And okay.
Yeah. Well,
Gore was trying to catch it. It was very smart.
Yep.
And then Wayne's World, like Wayne's World. Got it. Party. Datu World, party time. Excellent. Okay, I get it. I got it. Now I get it. Listen,
I'll get a Dana Carvey wig and some glasses to be good.
I did Bohemian Rhapsody. We did that online. It was interesting. So listen, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for giving us 3 good seasons. We're looking forward to the 4th season. Gave us a lot of content, or put up with ours.
Right.
So with no further ado, thank you this is Tim Hartman.
And Ty Botting. Thank you, guys. And gals.
We'll see you. Everybody. Yep. Stay safe, and we'll see you next year.